The world of Asian entertainment has seen its fair share of scandals, controversies, and shocking revelations. But every now and then, one particular story manages to rise above the rest, pulling in not only fans but also the general public, who can't help but be fascinated by the twists and turns in the lives of their favorite stars. Today's story is one of those moments, one that involves two of the most beloved names in Chinese entertainment, Shen Yue and Dylan Wang. For years, fans have associated the two because of their iconic pairing in Meteor Garden, a drama that not only catapulted them into superstardom but also cemented their place in the hearts of millions worldwide. But now, amidst swirling controversies surrounding Dylan Wang, Shen Yue has finally broken her silence, and what she said has left everyone speechless. Hello fans, welcome to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the post notification to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Dylan Wang, often called the modern-day Prince Charming of Chinese dramas, has always been a figure of fascination. His breakout role as Dao Mingxi in Meteor Garden instantly made him a household name, and his chemistry with Shen Yue, who played Shanghai, was nothing short of magical. Viewers across Asia and beyond were swept away by their on-screen romance, with many fans secretly hoping that their fictional love story might somehow cross over into real life. This natural connection, combined with their youthful charm and rising stardom, turned them into one of the most talked-about pairings in modern Chinese drama history. However, as often happens in the world of fame, Dylan Wang soon found himself at the center of controversies. Over the years, whispers about his attitude, his behavior behind the scenes, and his rumored relationships began to surface. But the latest scandal to hit Dylan Wang is one that has been dominating headlines, leaving both fans and critics debating endlessly. The scandal itself, though complicated, has been enough to create waves of speculation, doubt, and disappointment among those who once saw him as the perfect leading man. Through all this, one question lingered in the minds of fans. What does Shen Yue think about all of this? After all, the two share not just a professional history but also a symbolic one. For many, Shen Yue represents the grounded, authentic, and relatable counterpart to Dylan's often flamboyant public persona. She has always been admired for her humility, her warmth, and her ability to rise above the noise of celebrity culture. While Dylan Wang's name has occasionally been tied to controversies, Shen Yue has carefully maintained her image as one of the most wholesome and down-to-earth actresses in the industry. And that is why her voice matters so much in this situation. For weeks, Shen Yue kept her silence. She continued with her projects, appeared in promotional events, and engaged with her fans on social media, but not once did she comment on Dylan Wang's unfolding scandal. The silence itself only fueled speculation, with fans wondering whether she was deliberately staying away from the chaos or quietly waiting for the storm to pass. Some even believed she might never speak out, preferring instead to distance herself from anything that could harm her career. But then, unexpectedly, Shen Yue finally addressed the matter. It happened during a recent interview while she was promoting her latest drama. The interviewer, like many others before, carefully circled around the topic of Dylan Wang before finally asking Shen Yue directly how she felt about the recent scandal surrounding her former co-star. The air in the room shifted instantly. Everyone knew this was the question fans had been dying to hear her answer to. Would she defend him? Would she criticize him? Or would she simply brush it off? What followed was something no one anticipated. Shen Yue began by acknowledging her history with Dylan Wang, pointing out how Meteor Garden was a turning point in both of their careers. She spoke warmly of their collaboration, emphasizing how much the project meant to her personally. But then, in a rare moment of candidness, Shen Yue said something that stunned the audience. She said, "What matters most in this industry is staying true to yourself, no matter the pressure, no matter the spotlight. Everyone makes mistakes, but what defines us is how we choose to face them." Those words, though carefully phrased, carried immense weight. Many immediately interpreted her statement as a subtle but significant comment on Dylan Wang's situation. She didn't outright condemn him, nor did she excuse his actions. Instead, she shifted the focus toward accountability, resilience, and authenticity. It was the kind of statement that reflects Shen Yue's character: calm, wise, and unwilling to fan the flames of scandal for the sake of headlines. But she didn't stop there. Shen Yue went on to express her empathy, saying, "When you work in this industry, you realize that people will always have opinions about you. Some of those opinions will be kind, and others will be harsh. But at the end of the day, you are the only one who can decide the kind of person you want to be." With these words, Shen Yue positioned herself not just as an actress speaking about a colleague, but as a human being reflecting on the harsh realities of fame. The reaction from fans was immediate and overwhelming. Social media platforms exploded with clips of Shen Yue's response, with hashtags trending across multiple countries. Some fans praised her for her grace and wisdom, noting how she managed to address the topic without creating more division. Others felt her words carried a hidden message, a plea for Dylan Wang to take responsibility and rise above his mistakes. Many international fans, especially those who had followed the duo since Meteor Garden, expressed relief that Shen Yue had finally spoken, describing her comments as the voice of reason in a sea of chaos. On the other hand, there were also critics who argued that Shen Yue should have been more direct, especially considering the seriousness of the scandal. They felt her words, though thoughtful, were too vague and left too much room for interpretation. Some even accused her of carefully protecting her own image while avoiding taking a firm stance. Yet, perhaps that is exactly why Shen Yue remains so admired. She has mastered the art of balancing sincerity with caution, ensuring that her voice is heard without being reckless. To truly understand the impact of Shen Yue's words, one must consider her journey in the entertainment industry. Unlike many of her peers, Shen Yue did not come from a background of privilege or connections. She rose to fame through sheer talent, dedication, and authenticity. Her charm lies in her relatability. She isn't the untouchable star on a pedestal, but rather the girl next door who happened to capture the hearts of millions. And because of this, when she speaks, people listen. Her comments on Dylan Wang's scandal aren't just another celebrity soundbite. They are a reminder of the values she has stood for since day one. What's even more fascinating is how Shen Yue's statement has now become a point of reflection not only for Dylan Wang's fans, but also for the entire industry. Her words about accountability and self-authenticity resonate far beyond the scandal itself. They serve as a mirror for other celebrities who may be grappling with the pressures of fame, reminding them that their true legacy lies not in their controversies, but in their ability to learn, grow, and remain genuine. In the aftermath of her interview, many entertainment bloggers and media outlets published think pieces analyzing Shen Yue's statement. Some described it as a diplomatic masterpiece, while others saw it as a subtle but firm nudge directed at Dylan Wang. The fact that her few carefully chosen words could spark so much discussion only proves the influence she carries, not through scandal, but through wisdom and authenticity. For Dylan Wang, Shen Yue's words could very well serve as a turning point. Whether he chooses to take her advice to heart and reflect on his actions remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Shen Yue has now placed the ball in his court, reminding him and everyone watching that redemption is possible if one is willing to face their mistakes with honesty. As the story continues to unfold, fans are left with a mix of emotions. Some are hopeful that Dylan Wang will grow from this experience, while others remain skeptical. But one thing everyone agrees on is this: Shen Yue's voice has brought clarity, compassion, and wisdom to a situation that was once clouded in speculation and negativity. And for that, she has once again proven why she is not just an actress, but a role model for millions. This moment will likely go down in the history of entertainment as one of those rare instances where an actress chose to rise above gossip and instead offer something meaningful. Shen Yue could have easily ignored the question, brushed it off, or given a bland response. But instead, she took the opportunity to share a message that transcends the scandal itself, a message about accountability, resilience, and the importance of staying true to oneself. And that is precisely why her words have resonated so deeply with fans around the world. In the end, Shen Yue's statement is more than just a response to Dylan Wang's scandal. It's a reminder of what it means to navigate fame with grace, humility, and strength. She has once again shown that in an industry often consumed by drama and controversy, there are still voices that prioritize wisdom over noise, compassion over judgment, and authenticity over facade. Thank you for tuning in to K-Drama Bloom.